Now it's on to the receiver. Same method as what I did with the bolt. I've got it down off of the sandbag so that way the crap that I'm going to brush out of here falls freely down onto these white rags down here. So here I go. Get back here. Get right there in that little opening for the roller. See, there's a little opening here on the side of the receiver. For the bolt. See, when it does that, it locks. That's how it locks. When it's going, when you fire, it comes back. Then the recoil spring brings it forward, and it locks. And that's how the two locking lugs sit in the recesses there. That's why there's an opening there in the receiver. And I scrub it out with a brush too. And get all the... I just hit everywhere inside of the receiver, with, including the chamber face down here where the feed ramps are. I just hit it all with a toothbrush until I don't see no more brass residue. Because unlike other firearms, other semi-automatic firearms, the receiver, from what I've seen, from how many rounds I've shot through it, every time I come back and after I get home from shooting with my buddies or at the range, regardless, from what I've seen, the receiver does not get that dirty. That's just from my personal experience with the firearm. It just does not get that dirty from what I've seen. I mean, sure, it has some gunk in there, some carbon buildup, some brass, but I mean, it's not... It's never gotten to the point where this is hung up in there because of filth and not being maintained or cleaned. For the most part, from all I've seen and all I've shot out of it, it has stayed very clean. Take a rag here. Kind of got to get some, because some of that brass shit gets up here on the rear sight. Alright. See, I mean, it's got some in there, but that's not a whole lot. Not much to worry about. Alright, as you can see down here at the bottom, see where it fell through? All that black shit, that's from where the brush rubbed it off. Alright. Sometimes I like to flip it over and hit back in here. Let's see, move this forward. Just kind of get along the walls here. It's all greased up back in there, that's a good thing. I just kind of hit the side walls. Kind of get underneath here, underneath the receiver. Check, make sure the roll pin's moving back and forth the way it needs to be. I call it a roll pin. Don't know what the real name for it is, but I could probably look in that book over there, but roll pin is easier for me to say. Same with all the other terms I say and everything. What's easiest for me to remember is how I will address something like recoil spring guide and stuff like that. Whatever's easiest for me to remember. That's usually what I do for the receiver. I just brush the inside of the receiver out with a toothbrush. Kind of get down in there where the feed ramps are that lead into the chamber back here. I kind of clean them off too. Man, there's a lot of gunk right there. You can just see it falling out. This dude is probably down up for another cleaning. I don't do this often, taking it down and cleaning it. What I usually do, my usual criteria for when I clean it, is rags through the barrel and just brushing out the chamber. That's all. That's my standard way of cleaning. When I break it down like this, except with the exception for this video is after I've shot it a lot and haven't broke it down and cleaned it. And then when I finally get to where I can get the gas piston out, it'll be just like once every year type deal. Alright, well, you all get the premise. I just brush out the inside of the receiver here. Hit it a few good times with a toothbrush. And that's it. Now we're going to go on to the gas piston. Alright, now I'm on to the gas piston here. Normally, if I had the proper tools, I could unscrew this valve up here and unscrew the valve and then push this dude out that way and then clean it that way, which is something I need to do. I need to do that eventually, because they say, it says over there in the manual, I'll show it all to you here in probably in this video. It says that when this is not moving very well under its own, see, it's having some trouble there. When that piston's not moving out of the valve or gas block very well under its own force. See, it's kind of hanging up there. It says over there in that manual you get when you buy one of these guns is when that is not moving out of the gas block very well or very quick under its own weight, it needs to be broken down and cleaned up here. One of these days I will, when I finally get the multi-tool where we can get a good grip on that thing and twist it off of there, we'll take it out, take the piston out, clean it down. But this is what I've been doing in the meantime. It's just taking a rag, wrapping it around the piston like this, just kind of wiping it off. I think doesn't have a lot of residue on there this time. I've seen times before I could get it completely broke down and I had shot it a lot. I took a rag to this the first time and it was just thick, like thick coated and black. It was just nasty. Kind of scared to see what the inside of that looks like. The gas piston or gas block up here. See, has a fair amount of grime on it. I've seen it a lot worse. I guess that Perfecta ammo burns cleaner than the ZQI, because I've taken this down like this before after shooting ZQI, and that was just coated and filth and carbon buildup as a nightmare on Elm Street. But I guess that Perfecta just burns a lot better. A lot of it, that grime and stuff, it goes out that little hole there, and the gas port, the gas hole, gas release in there. I guess that's what it's called. It when when you fire the gun, it's got one in the chamber. You shoot it. The firing pin strikes the primer, burns up the powder. The bullet goes out. The piston be like this in there. The bullet goes out the barrel. The gases behind the bullet come up through a little hole here in the barrel, go down in the piston, and it pushes it out like that, and it smacks the op rod, and the op rod brings the bolt back, and then the recoil spring brings it forward, and yeah, etc., etc., etc. But a lot of the crap goes out through that port there. So from what I've witnessed and from what I've seen and heard and watched from other people and read about from other people and theirs, and I've seen it with my own two eyes, that a lot, like on a cold day, you can see like a mist come out of the bottom of that there. But I am kind of surprised, honestly, that it is cleaner than I thought it would be. I figured it would be like the other times when I've shot it, and it would be just filthy and coated in carbon buildup. But I guess that perfecta must really burn well going down that barrel. Like a lot of the crap and stuff, it goes out the barrel and then it blows out of that little port there. I'm surprised. Yeah, one of these days, when I finally get it out of there, I will wipe it down completely. I will clean out the inside of the gas block up here. And then I will run Butch's bore sign when it's completely field stripped and there ain't a piston in there. I'll run Butch's bore sign down the barrel and give it a thorough cleaning. But I'm just showing you guys how I clean my gun and how I clean my M1A. Like I've said, I've seen guys clean theirs. There's 101 ways to clean one of these. Mine's just mine works for me. It's what I've been able to get to because of my inability to get this out at the current time due to the valve being too tight and not having the proper tools. But the way I've been cleaning it works for my rifle. I mean, I've not had a hang up, a jam, or failure to fire at all in this gun. And I mean, you guys have seen the videos. It's not jammed or any of that at all, and it's not jammed off camera either. So what I've been doing seems to be working for the most part, cleaning it the way I do, and it just works for me. And what works for you guys is what's good. What works for you is the best. Do it the way you do it. This is just how I do it. I just let y'all see it, because you never know. Somebody might just buy one of these. They may just be getting into the platform like I did. Just getting into the platform, and I'm still a noob in this platform too. I mean, I know a lot, but then yet there's still a whole plethora of stuff I don't know. But somebody who's just now getting into this might stumble across my video and be like, hey, his method seems to be working, and then he follows suit and does what I do, or with anybody else's video. So anyway, I just figured I would let you all see how I clean my M1A, how I keep it running. I just basically wipe it down thoroughly, brush out the hard to reach areas with a toothbrush, and then run an oily rag through the barrel and grease the bolt. And it's been working for me. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you stayed through the video this long, I'm pretty sure, I don't know the exact time or how long this video is going to be, but I imagine it looked like it was pretty long on the data card in there in my camera. So anyway, subscribe, rate, and comment, and I'll see you all in the next video.